Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Hello, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Eric.
And this is 6 Degrees of Schwarzenegger, the podcast where we take a long, hard look at some of our favorite action movies from the era of Arnold.
Schwarzenegger is the icon of the genre, and we're taking a deep dive into some of these 80s and 90s cult action movies, breaking them all the way down.
Yes, we're back.
Part 2 of Lethal Weapon is ready to go.
Dude, this one is fucking
It's a classic.
classic.
It's a classic.
The classic. Tell me what you're drinking. What is that?
I lived for a very long time in the state of Washington, not far from Woodinville, which is renowned for its wineries, its vineyards.
Is that the home of like Woodinville whiskey?
It
like
is also the home of Woodinville whiskey. That is correct.
Okay, I've had it. Yeah.
Chateau Chez Michel is one of my favorite vineyards from that area, and I'm drinking their Cabernet Sauvignon.
Right on, dude.
Yeah.
I just polished off a glass of Nulu bourbon. Now I'm having a glass of Old Fitzgerald 7-year.
Ooh.
It's really fucking
interesting.
good.
All right.
It's really good. But this
we're
is one of
caught up on our
the
drinking.
I busted out with some of my finer bottles because this is one of the finer action movies for sure, dude. So I don't ever remember a time in my life that this movie wasn't like part of my life. Do you remember like a first time that you saw this or anything like that?
No, I actually can't pinpoint the exact moment I saw this movie. I know I saw Die Hard before I saw Lethal Weapon.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did see probably the TV edit of Lethal Weapon the first time I saw it. But once I saw it, and funny, actually, I think I saw Lethal Weapon 2 before I saw Lethal Weapon 1.
Oh, yeah?
I think I went back and watched Lethal Weapon 1.
Okay.
And so this movie, weirdly enough, is actually one of my later additions to the 80s action canon of my youth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I watched this, like we had it recorded off TV. My dad was like the fucking king of just recording shit off of the NBC, whatever, like NBC Saturday Night at the Movies. Or whatever, like that shit.
Yeah, I remember.
Back when they used to like show movies on network TV.
Yeah.
And I probably watched it fucking a couple times a week, our little bootleg tape, a couple times a week, every fucking week for years.
Nice.
But probably from the age I learned how to work the VCR.
Yeah.
This was like one of my favorites, like probably 8, 9, 10 years old, just watching it on the reg. And it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Once I saw Lethal Weapon, it was absolutely a part of my metaphorical bandolier of action movies, right?
Like it invented so many things that are now just like tropey.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're fresh and it works in this movie. The shit.
And that's like the hard part about watching these iconic, just cinematically, historically important action movies, because they're inventing things. And we watch them now when all of this stuff are just tropes now that everybody does.
Yeah.
But when they were doing it, it had never been done before.
Never seen it before.
And what must that have been like to be in theaters, seeing a guy rolling on the ground, shooting a gun? As ridiculous as that is, the first time you see that as a movie going, that's got to be like the coolest thing ever, right?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I don't think this movie quite takes it to this level, but like Die Hard, if Die Hard were a new movie that was coming out, it would 100% get nominated for Best Picture.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
These
especially
days?
like the era of like 10 movies get nominated.
Yeah.
Like 100% it's a Best Picture caliber movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is quite good enough to be at a Best Picture nomination.
There are
but like
enough,
Best Original Screenplay,
Oh, yeah.
it could
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
get stuff like
there
that.
are enough like foibles, I think, in this movie that, I mean, and I'm biased as well. I mean, we've talked at length about where Die Hard sits in my personal experience as a child. And so obviously I have a bias towards that movie, but I think Die Hard is a superior movie in every way.
Yeah.
But like, as I said in the last episode, I don't think Die Hard could exist without this movie.
Yeah.
Right. We were talking off mic about how action movies of this era are so often big meatheads with no personality.
Yeah.
And then Lethal Weapon comes in, and you get these well-rounded characters with a backstory.
Like, it's not muscle men.
Right. It's not,
It's like real life seeming humans.
Right,
Like, you probably
exactly.
know someone like this.
yeah, and it's a real transitionary movie because they are still superhuman in a lot of ways. Some of the things that they do,
Mhm.
but they ground the action movie in a way that it really hadn't been grounded down. Grounded like it had
Yeah.
been before.
It's that thing of whatever the, like, it's, Die Hard stood on the shoulders of Lethal Weapon
Yes,
or whatever.
exactly.
Like,
Standing on the
still-
shoulders of giants.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Do you want to try to
I'll
tell
get-
us what's happening on the plot of this
Yeah,
movie? This
I'll-
is like a
I'll-
plot-heavy movie.
It is a very
little bit,
plot-heavy
yeah.
movie. So we open with a young lady who's clearly high on all sorts of drugs, all of the drugs, jumping from the top of a condo of a very tall building, crashing to the ground. She dies. Cut to Murtaugh's family looking at his schlong as he takes a bath. And wishing him a happy birthday. Cut to Mel Gibson's ass as he's smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer and taking a leak in his trailer home. Then we see Murtaugh at the crime scene. He learns that the prostitute who died is the daughter of a friend of his. Cut to Riggs acting insane, buying drugs off of drug dealers at a Christmas tree park.
But it's a bust.
It's a bust, though. Right. Kills most of them, puts the fear of God into the rest of them. Now we're in the police station, bad carolers, 80s man, bad jokes. Riggs shows up. Murtaugh thinks he's a perp, sees Riggs' gun, calls guns, he shouts. Riggs throws him on the ground, puts his foot on his chest, puts a gun to his head, realizes that Murtaugh is his partner. Murtaugh realizes that Riggs is a partner, says, I'm too old for this shit. And then here we are.
Absolutely, man. That was efficient, dude. So later on, Riggs and Murtaugh, they're walking through like the police station parking garage. It was just like impossibly hazy
Yeah.
down there. Or it was just LA smog. I don't know. But it was like there was like a fire going on. It was like a wildfire.
For whatever reason, in these types of this era of action movies, police stations, whether it's the parking garage or the station itself, it's always
smoke.
it's always full of smoke. Always full of smoke. Barely can see through it.
Maybe it's all Riggs because he smokes a lot in this flick.
I mean, I feel like the lighting director just had the smoke machine going because there's
for
some
sure.
great rays of light coming in.
The cinematography was top notch.
Yeah.
So Murtaugh says, I hear you're a good cop, and I heard about that little stunt you pulled yesterday, like pretty heroic. And I am sure he was referring to this, like the sniper scene that was cut out.
Yeah.
Because I don't see what would be so heroic about the Christmas tree lot
Yeah,
shit.
no. It
But
had
the
to be
sniper
that.
scene, like walking right into the line of fire to like take somebody out.
Right. It's a minor enough line of dialogue though that you can just
it goes,
go whatever.
It's
Yeah.
fine. Like, so Murtaugh says, I read your file. I saw that you were part of the Phoenix Project in Vietnam, which was a real thing. I like.
Oh,
Googled that.
really?
It was like devised by the CIA. The Wikipedia said the program, which lasted from 1968 to 1972, was designed to identify and destroy the Viet Cong via infiltration, assassination, torture, captured, counterterrorism, and interrogation.
Jesus.
So, okay, fair enough.
All right.
So it's also crazy that we'll have to talk about how old Riggs is supposed to be.
I mean, he must have been like 16.
Because he also fought in Vietnam.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Like, even if the Vietnam went to he drops a year later on, but even if it went to 72, that was 15 years before this
Right.
movie.
Right.
So was he 20?
He had to be.
I don't know how old Riggs is supposed to be.
I think he's supposed to be in his early 30s.
Early 30s?
Yeah, that's
think
the way I thought he
the
was.
math would indicate he's got to be 35.
Okay.
Somewhere
so,
online it said Riggs, who's supposed to be 38, and I'm like, they definitely never said that.
No, I guess, but
I don't know if that was in the script, but
maybe they're just doing the math that if he's a Vietnam vet, what is the youngest he could feasibly have been in that position? And then it's 87, so therefore he must be this age.
Yeah, I
that's
don't
all
know.
I can figure.
But at any rate, Murtaugh reminds him, the war's over. And Riggs says he knows that. Then Murtaugh comments on Riggs' gun. He's like, that's some serious shit you're carrying.
Which is, it's just a 9mm Beretta.
I don't know if that was unusual in 87.
Okay, maybe it was.
I don't know.
yeah.
But Riggs, he pulls his gun out, he unloads it, hands it over to Murtaugh to check it out. Did you read that Riggs's gun in this movie, the prop gun, is the literal same prop gun that McClane carried.
Oh wow!
Like it was the same armorer,
Oh,
and
wow.
like it was literally the same prop,
which is
9mm,
which is crazy
it's
because
perfect, isn't it?
It is, because both Gibson and Bruce Willis were up for these two roles together.
Yeah.
Right. And Willis turned down this role, and then Gibson turned down the role for Die Hard.
Yeah.
And so it's just wild because they're just literally in a very similar dimension.
I know. There's like another universe in which everything is flipped or whatever.
Right. But the gun would be the same, though.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. But so Riggs asks about Murtaugh's gun, which is a revolver. He's like, yeah, a lot of old timers carry those. It's a fucking good line.
It's a good line.
So I had a note here that Gibson was only 30 years old when they filmed this.
Yeah, okay.
So I think he's meant to be like Danny Glover. He's meant to be older than what what the actor actually was. But Murtaugh says, I looked at your file. I see you're into martial arts. He says all that killer stuff. Then he says, I suppose we're going to have to register you as a lethal weapon.
There we go. We got the title.
Oh,
Everybody
the
take
title
a drink.
line. Ding,
Everybody
ding,
take
ding.
a drink.
Or you can that's your permission to walk away from the film. I can't do it anymore. That's the rules. But no, this movie's too fucking good.
No,
man.
you're not going to walk
and
away from
this is
one.
a title drop that works because it's not like a in your face bad joke or anything like that.
Right.
But so Riggs tells Murtaugh to cut the shit. Riggs says, I know my reputation. Like half the people think I'm crazy. They don't want to work with me. The other half think I'm faking it. They don't want to work with me. He's like, so basically I'm fucked and no one wants to work with me. And Murtaugh's like, well, guess what? I don't want to work with you. And he's like, hey, don't. He's like, I don't got any choice. So I guess we're both fucked. But it does beg the question, like, why would they put Riggs on this assignment?
I don't know, man.
Like, it doesn't make... Homicide is like your top tier of detectives work homicide.
And clearly, if he's working a drug case, he's in narcotics.
He's like Vice or narcotics
he's in,
or something.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's just weird. They would say, "You're such a fuck up. You're such a loose cannon. We're going to put you.
We're going to put you in homicide.
The highest profile cases.
Right.
Except that unless they were like, this guy Murtaugh would be like a good influence on you type of thing.
I mean, I guess it's possible that like because Murtaugh, I mean, he's got it figured out. At least that's the way we kind of feel, So if anybody can ground Riggs a little bit and maybe take him under his wing, maybe Murtaugh's the guy.
Maybe the captain saw something. Whatever.
Yeah. But there we go. We found a good steel man for that.
Murtaugh says, God hates me. That's what it is. And Riggs says, hate him back. It works for me.
Good line.
And then he puffs that smoke out of his nostrils and it's like fucking iconic.
Like a bull, ready to rage.
So now elsewhere in the city, a shady looking character, he's being ushered into this industrial space. It's fucking Edo Ross. The bad guy from Red Heat.
Yep.
Universal Soldier. He's an Action Jackson.
Yep.
So he's being frisked at the insistence of this big blonde guy in a suit, but there's like other armed men standing around. It's all like, they also had like a strict dress code among the goons. Like imagine you're like a professional goon, like you're doing professional goon work. And they're like, okay, and you got to wear a suit every day. It's like, oh, fuck this. Look, that's crazy.
They're villains, not monsters. Come on. You got to have a sense of style.
Though, Die Hard copied their deal.
Yeah. 100%.
Everyone's like slick or whatever.
Yeah.
But, so the shady guy, he's referred to as Mr. Mendez. He demands to know, who are you, to the blonde guy. He says, that's hardly important, but if it matters, you may call me Mr. Joshua.
Such a great line.
Fucking crazy.
So great line.
It's our first intro to Gary Busey, who's like a completely different human, I feel like, than he was after his brain injury.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Gary Busey credits this movie as saving his career.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So he said that he was like, one of those classic examples where he was done. He was going to go fill out an application for Home Depot or something.
Oh, shit.
But then he got this role, and he said that this is what like broke the plateau, that this got him jobs again.
He went on to do a bunch of action movies.
Yeah.
He did Point Break, and he did Predator 2, and what's the other one? Oh, Under Siege.
Yeah, that's right. He was the bad guy in Under Siege.
Yeah, I mean, and he found a niche like, oh, I'm really good at this action shit, even though I'm not like the muscle man, like leading man type of guy or whatever.
But he says that Lethal Weapon is what
awesome.
was that door open for him. Yeah.
For better or worse, it gave us much more Gary Busey. But no. So that fucking "You may call me Mr. Joshua" is crazy.
It's a great line.
That's fucking
dude.
crazy.
It's a
that
great
reminds
line.
me of Napoleon Dynamite, where he's like, "My friends call me Uncle Rico." Just a crazy thing to say,
Dude,
But
Joshua, like this
you may call me
biblical
Mr.
last name.
Joshua.
I mean,
it's
it's just
fucking wild. So, but yeah, the guy they clear him. He's escorted into like this big nightclub type of space where there's a band rehearsing.
Every villain mastermind has to have a nightclub.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite things in this whole movie is that the character of Endo
Yeah.
is like supervising the band.
Yeah.
He's like telling them like, get your shit together.
Yeah.
I can get bands 10 times as good for half the price. he's like, man, Endo runs a tight ship in the nightclub, like managing the band or whatever. It's fucking crazy to me considering
What
else
happens
we
later?
see that
Hey, he's
is-
a man of many talents.
Absolutely, it's crazy. So Mr. Joshua goes and he tells this guy that he just calls the general that Mr. Mendez has arrived. In the credits, this guy's only credited as the general.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So the general approaches Mendez. Mendez has not been pleased with the way he's been treated. Mendez accuses the general of using hired mercenaries, which the general says, yes, they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Mendez says, you trust these bozos or whatever? And the general gets Mr. Joshua to perform a loyalty test, which is some fucking memorable and crazy
it's a great
shit.
moment.
But also, isn't anyone who's working as part of a drug ring like just doing it for the money?
Yeah, obviously.
It's crazy to be like, you're using mercenaries. They're not
like,
doing it just
well,
for love of the game,
That's right. Like
for patriotism.
no one was as a kid like the career plan that they had was be drug dealer.
I'll do it for free. I do it for free. I just love it.
You know, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your
Exactly.
life.
It's fucking crazy. But so the general has Mr. Mendez produce his lighter, and then like the guys grab Mendez and restrain him, and the general's got his arm, and he like lights the lighter, and he asks Mr. Joshua, your left arm, please. And Mr. Joshua rolls up his sleeve, and like the look that Busey flashes Mendez a look like, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Or whatever
yeah,
for me. I'm going to do this as he's rolling up his sleeve. That was fucking great
Yeah,
work.
it was a great scene. Yeah, great
so
moment.
he holds his arm out over the flame, and his like skin is blistering and blackening and all this, and he's gritting his teeth and he's just staring at Mendez. And the general then he turns the lighter off, excuses Joshua, go see Endo, gets some medical treatment. Mendez is rattled as shit by this. Understandably,
yes.
He's like, you want to do business with us, yes? He's like, what? He's like, you want to make a purchase, yes? He's like, yes, Jesus Christ, yes. He's like, fucking, I'll say anything.
Right.
Just please let me leave.
Right,
I just want
right.
to be gone from here. So the general is like, tells him, the bulk of the heroin delivery is coming on Friday night. It'll be delivered then. He's like, have the money ready and no tricks. Try anything and you're going to have to talk to Mr. Joshua. That's like fucking so ominous.
Like that is a threat.
It's like, yeah, right, Mr. Joshua, right. He's like, he says, Merry Christmas. Yeah, right, Merry Christmas. Yeah. And then he's like, scoots right out of there. So meanwhile, we got our new partners, Riggs and Murtaugh. They're going to see Michael Hunsaker, Amanda's dad. He was like looking at the picture of them from their army days. And like Danny Glover with no mustache, it was a weird look for him.
I'm just so used to the mustache.
The mustache,
just yeah.
So now at Hunsaker's office, it's like this downtown bank or something. Murtaugh's like telling him about the autopsy report. I don't know how this guy's at work the day after his daughter died.
No.
But he's at work. Murtaugh says, the drugs that she had, they would have killed her even if she hadn't jumped from the balcony. So we're treating this as a murder. Hunsaker seemed shocked initially, then quickly resigned to the news. And there's some shit that's going on that Murtaugh and the viewer is not supposed to know about.
Yeah.
We'll try not to give it away. I feel like Hunsaker's like pieced now. Is he just now piecing together what happened
I guess so.
when he was told that, like what really happened to Amanda?
Yeah, I guess so. I think that. Yeah, I think in his mind,
she
he's
might
like,
have just jumped.
oh shit, right.
Now it's like someone poisoned her.
Right. Now he's like, oh,
The
fuck.
wheels are turning in his head
yeah.
or whatever, but we
And he's
don't know about
realizing
that.
that her death was actually a message to him.
Something more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that would explain the emotional turn that's about to happen.
Yeah. So Murtaugh wants to know, why were you trying to reach me like before she died? And Hunsaker says, that he had heard that Murtaugh was working as a cop in L.A. and he hoped that Murtaugh could help Amanda get out of the shit that she was mixed up in, and it like gives this like great fucking dramatic performance. But he's like, she was making videotapes, pornographic videotapes, and I thought you could just talk to her and you could just get her out.
Yeah.
And I'm not like familiar with this actor, Tom Atkins. I'm sure he's one of these guys who's been in a fucking million things, but like his performance on this, like the quiet parts of the scene are like so emotionally like moving, like a shattered man or whatever. But then Hunsaker picks up the picture of Amanda. He starts weeping. Murtaugh's trying to console him, but then Hunsaker gets serious. He's like, I want you to find who's responsible. However many of them there are, he says.
Right.
I feel like there's something behind saying that. He's like, and I want you to kill them. And what he's doing to Murtaugh is actually kind of fucked up.
Super manipulative.
Because he knows a lot more than what he's telling Murtaugh. And he's sending Murtaugh into a very dangerous, down a very dangerous
viper's den
without any sort of warning.
Yeah.
But Murtaugh reminds him, I'm a cop, and Hunsaker flips out, and right in the middle of the bank, he's like, I know you're a fucking cop, but I want you to find them and kill them. You can do that. You owe me.
Mm-hmm.
And Murtaugh's like, yeah, I owe you. And Murtaugh walks out. He's followed by Riggs, who was like standing just a short distance away. So later on, Riggs is grabbing a hot dog for lunch, and he's like asking, why is it that you owe Hunsaker? And Murtaugh says, he saved my life in Vietnam. He took a bayonet in the lungs for me. The battle that Murtaugh referenced was apparently the battle that was portrayed in We Were Soldiers, the Mel Gibson movie. It's kind of wild. But so now they walk back to the car. Riggs asks if you want me to drive. He's like, no, you're supposed to be suicidal. Remember, I'll drive. There was a marquee in the background for The Lost Boys.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was produced by Donner.
Okay.
And it was written by Jeffrey Boehm, who did the Ghost Rider or whatever on this. And oddly, this movie, Lost Boys, had not even come out yet when Lethal Weapon was...
Really?
Even when Lethal Weapon was released. Lethal Weapon came out in spring of 87 and Lost Boys came out like in the summer of 87.
I wonder if the release date got delayed for Lost Boys.
Or if they were just like, we know this is another movie that we got in the pipeline and we're going to give it some publicity.
Yeah.
Because it said like Lost Boys, this year's hit.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
It was kind of crazy.
I mean, like, similarly, I remember when this is back in the early 2000s, when I Am Legend, the Will Smith movie, came out. When he's driving through New York, they had a promotional movie poster for Batman versus Superman.
Oh, yeah?
And this was like when Zack Snyder had just signed on.
Had just announced it or whatever?
It was even before he was announced it. Like, this is when he'd signed on to work with the DCU. And Snyder was like, I want to do a Batman versus Superman movie. So Warner Brothers put together this fake movie poster as like this really deep like hint that this was coming. And I know this for a fact because I worked at Warner Brothers at the time and we were talking about that. So that was actually a planned thing to like hint at like, yes, this is a thing that will be happening at some point.
That.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the marquee in Gremlins, where it was like a Steven Spielberg production and like the marquee was playing like A Boy's Life and Watch the Skies, which was like the working title for E.T. and Close Encounters.
Yeah.
I think or whatever. I love the shit like that, little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
But so they get back in the car. There's a call coming in about a possible jumper nearby. Riggs gets really fucking excited. He grabs the radio. He's like, we're on the way. He's like, can we put the sirens on? Like, I love it when Riggs is just like fucking with Murtaugh, like pestering him,
Yeah.
But now, so they arrive at the scene where the police have taped off the sidewalk and there's all these bystanders standing around. I felt like this is just like the pre-smartphone era where people had nothing better to do than stand around and watch to witness a suicide.
I will be honest though, dude, nothing has changed. So in Midtown, across from Katie's condo, one day there was a fire alarm. It was clearly just a false alarm in the condo across the street.
Okay.
But the entire Atlanta fire department showed up. Every fire truck in the city showed up because I guess they didn't have anything better to do. And there were people on every corner. I just needed to go walk to get some lunch, and it was like pushing through people at shaky knees because everybody was just watching fire trucks, even though it was obvious that there was no fire. People just love spectacle.
I guess so.
That's all it is. It doesn't matter when it is.
I love there was this like prominently like just a guy in a full ass Santa suit in the crowd.
That's great.
But so up on the roof, this building's probably like, what, 8, 10 stories high, something
about
like that.
Yeah.
There's a guy standing out on the ledge. Murtaugh asks, like, where's the police psychologist? Who I assume is that woman, but I don't know if they have someone else.
Yeah.
But apparently they're stuck in traffic. So an officer tells him, this guy left the office Christmas party, went up on the roof. That officer was way too hot. Like she was smoking hot.
She
was conspicuously hot.
Who is this and why isn't she in this movie?
She's this little waifish, 108 pound, like
brunette,
smoke show.
Yeah. This was like I watched this line. And she is delivering it so earnestly.
Oh, yeah, she's working hard.
It's just like, this is my break. Someone is going to see me, and I am going to be a star.
Oh, that was like somebody's girlfriend.
It may have been someone's girlfriend.
Producer's girlfriend, Shane Black's girlfriend or something.
Hard.
She was working her ass off.
God bless her heart.
Yeah. So Riggs, like, I can talk to the guy. And he says, I've done this sort of thing before. Murtaugh's like, okay, you're elected. He's like, but hey, no guns, no jujitsu, just bring him down. That's one of my favorite lines in the movie. Is no guns, no jujitsu. I just picture him like just walking up and fucking kicking the shit out of him.
Kick him in the face.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my favorite lines. Then there's that good joke about, he's like, Roger. He's like, huh? He's like, yeah, I'm tip 4. Oh, yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
Now Riggs goes up to the roof. It's another fucking unforgettable scene.
Yeah.
He approaches the would-be jumper. There was this really good Steadicam shot where like it went up. Like I feel like there must have been a handoff.
Oh, that's right.
There must have been a handoff of the camera or something.
Right. Because it goes up that ledge.
It went up the ledge. It was like 5 feet higher or something. I remember thinking
that same thing. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
But yeah, so Riggs, he climbs up there. He climbs like over the little half wall out onto the ledge with the jumper. Fucking maniac move.
Yeah.
The jumper doesn't like that at all. He screams at Riggs to stay away from me. Don't ask me why. I always thought that this actor, the jumper, I thought he was like the character Johnny the Boy from Mad Max, like the crazy little toady who gets like handcuffed to the car at the end.
He looks so familiar to me.
I was like, this has got to be the same guy. He's probably a friend of Mel Gibson or something, but no, it's just a different guy.
A random actor. He's got one of those faces though. Yeah.
But so Riggs is actually like very sympathetic. And he tells the guy, like, I know things are really hard around the holidays, The guy says, to Riggs, you don't know what it's like. And Riggs like, no, I do know.
Yeah.
Believe me. Riggs contains multitudes.
He does contain multitudes.
He's like a fucking walking, he's crazy and he's suicidal and a maniac and all that shit. But he's also like really empathetic and he's sensitive and he's fucking cares about people.
Yeah.
So Riggs kind of inches closer to him, but the guy backs away. It tells Riggs, don't touch me. And Riggs is like saying, look, my boss is down there watching. I gotta make it look at least like I'm trying to save you.
Yeah.
It's like Riggs is actually like hilarious.
Yeah. This is one of the defining scenes of the movie.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Rewatching this movie, there are like the bathroom scene I forgot. Yeah. Like there's a bunch of scenes that I had forgotten in this movie. I will never forget this.
This scene, the scene with Endo later is like
the scene
so
with
familiar.
Endo is also.
There's a few of them, but this is one of them for sure. So Riggs is saying, like, I just want to talk. I promise you I'm not going to try anything funny. Riggs offers him a cigarette, which the guy, like, reluctantly sort of picks up off the wall. He's like, we take our time, we can both die of cancer, which is a great Shane Black. That had to be a Shane Black line. Riggs, he lights up. Then when he offers the guy a light and he leans in, Riggs, like, slaps the handcuffs on him and handcuffs himself to the guy. And he's like, he says, I'd hate for you to leave without me. And then the guy's like, you asshole.
You asshole. Yeah.
Like, oh, come on. He's like, we're going in. Yeah. He's like, no, you're fucking fuck you. He's like, if you jump, you're going to take me with you and that'll make you a murderer.
Yeah.
And he's like, you'd be killing a cop. And he's like, yeah, I'd be killing a psycho cop. He's like, yeah, I'm a psycho, whatever, but I'm still a cop. But we know, the thing you don't want to do is call Riggs crazy.
No, that's never a good sign.
So Riggs says, I'm going back down. And the guy's like, fuck you, I'm jumping. And then Riggs just snaps and he grabs the guy and he gets that crazy look on his face. He's like, do you really want to jump? Do you want to? That's fine by me.
Let's do it, asshole.
Let's do it, asshole. Or on my TV, and he's like, let's do it, airhead. That's just crazy. And the jumper suddenly, he changes his mind. Right, but it's too late because Riggs just jumps off the ledge with this guy, drags him behind. It's a fucking great stunt.
It's a great stunt, especially both of them together.
I never seen two guys like a high fall with two people.
Yeah, I will say though, when they jump off the building, it is so obvious that they're not tethered together.
They're just holding hands,
and they lose their grip, and you can see that
when they get to the bag, they let go.
Yeah. But it's still, it's a crazy stunt.
Yeah, it's really good, man. I don't think I've seen two people do a high fall like that together before in a movie. Really, I can't think of it.
I mean, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
It's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, it's super dangerous. Yeah.
But they fall in slow motion. All the onlookers are screaming. Murtaugh looks like, oh fuck, and then they land in a big airbag that was set up below them, which is strange thing that like they didn't acknowledge
it. Yeah.
If we even jump, you're not gonna die.
Right. That was
But it's a surprise for the viewer, right?
It's a great scene, and I'm gonna nitpick here for a little bit. But you know what would have made it better is if they're trying to get the airbag up and they just add a line of dialogue where the guy's like, you're not going to get the airbag up in time for me to, I'm going to die. Yeah. I'm going to jump before you can be, right? And it's like add that sort of pressure of will they get it ready in time, right? If they had done that, I think this would have been a perfect scene.
Yeah.
But, and I remember thinking this the first time I saw the movie is like, you're telling me the jumper didn't see the airbag there?
Right, because I mean, they would have had to have, but no one acknowledges it.
Exactly,
which is sort of strange.
It's just like two
but it's a beautiful movie moment.
It is, yeah.
I was watching like the Siskel and Ebert review for the movie because it was like they loved it, and they said like it's got one of the biggest like surprise scenes. We're not going to spoil it, and I think they were supposedly talking about like this because I think as a viewer, you're like, oh my God, what's happening? And then they land in the bag and you're like, oh, movie magic or whatever. But it still works. It's like, and it's a fucking great movie, so we got to let it go. But the jumper, they're in the bag. The jumper's fucking freaking out. Riggs tried to kill me. Riggs appears to be having like the time of his life. The crowd's cheering. I feel like there'd be a fucking huge lawsuit.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Huge lawsuit.
But this is one of the things that you have to just kind of like, well, it's movies. The number of lawsuits that are going to happen at the end of this case is just, it's legion, right? It's forget about it.
But so they haul the jumper away. Riggs is like, hey, those are my handcuffs. I want them back. And like Murtaugh grabs Riggs, but Riggs doesn't like that one bit. And he like shakes him off. He's like, "Don't you fucking touch me."
This is another scene that I always remember when he pulls him into the
little storefront. or whatever. Yeah. Riggs is like, "I want an explanation." He's like, "You wanted him down. He's down." And Murtaugh's like, "Come here, talk to him." This is conveniently empty store that he drags him into. Murtaugh is so fucking mad.
Oh my God!
Like Danny Glover's such a good actor because he's just seething.
Yeah. And you believe it too.
Yeah.
Like, because you're on his side.
Kill him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
kill this.
And you would like, yes, that was the right decision. Like, you were on Murtaugh's side here.
And Murtaugh demands to know, no bullshit, Riggs, do you want to die? Fucking Danny Glover's so good in this scene.
Yeah.
Okay, they both are really good. The chemistry is
just
crazy.
Through the fucking roof.
Yeah. So they scream at each other a bit. Then Riggs admits, I think about killing myself. And Riggs, he pulls out that little holotip bullet or whatever, and he's like, I keep a special bullet just for this fucking occasion.
Yeah.
And Riggs says, every day I try to convince myself not to do it. Every day. And like the reason why is doing the job.
Which is like, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
And Murtaugh's like annoyed, he's frustrated, I was skeptical. He's like, okay, you want to die? And Riggs is like, I'm not afraid of it. And Murtaugh thinks he's bluffing, I guess. So he bluffs, which is a fucking big mistake. But Murtaugh, he pulls his pistol and he shoves it into Riggs' hand and he's like, stop fucking around and do it then.
This whole section of the movie is burned into my memory. The back and forth, like Murtaugh gives him the gun and he puts it up to his temple, and Murtaugh's like, no, not against the temple. You might just shoot your eyes out.
Put it in your mouth.
Put it in your mouth. They started like negotiating the best ways to kill himself by shooting himself. Like, Jesus Christ.
This would have been, it's a fucking good scene,
Wild
man.
Scene.
After some back and forth, Riggs like puts the barrel up under his chin and he's locking eyes with Murtaugh and he starts to squeeze the trigger, and then Murtaugh like loses his nerve and he grabs for the gun, right? And like he grabs it just as Riggs had pulled the trigger and the little hammer like closed down and pinched on his hand.
He says ouch.
He's like, ouch.
Yeah.
And I guess that's when he knows like, holy shit, he had pulled the trigger. That would have been a lot of paperwork.
Oh, I don't remember thinking about that.
You gave him your gun and told him to kill himself.
But again, like when I started doing the research for this whole sequence, I remembered every single beat of it from beginning to end.
It's got one of my favorite little like nonverbal moments, but where like they're staring at each other, and Murtaugh is like, you're not trying to draw a psycho pension, like you really are crazy.
Yeah.
And then Riggs is like got the crazy look in his eyes. He's like working his mouth. And he's like, I'm hungry, and the manic look like goes out of his eyes like in a heartbeat. He sort of like relaxes. He's like, I'm gonna go get something to eat.
I mean,
it's just like the performance is like he went from being fucking out of his mind crazy to calm in like the blink of an eye. It was amazing.
It always kills me that Gibson killed his own career because we
a talent,
forget
man.
what a great actor he is.
Yeah.
Right. And he's a bigot and he's a horrible human being, and that clouds what an amazing talent he really
Tom
really
Cruise
is.
almost did that to himself. Where,
I know,
like, he kind of went crazy, and then he sort of managed to salvage it, and he's back on top or whatever. But
Gibson was never able to do that, though.
Yeah, man, and he's such a talent, dude. He can act. He's like a great fucking director.
Great director.
I mean,
yeah.
It's
a real shame. It's a real shame. But yeah, anyway.
So Riggs walks out. Murtaugh realizes, oh my God, I'm in deep fucking shit with this guy. So later on, they're on an overpass, and Murtaugh is speaking on like the prototype cell phone. Like
I love this.
This very primitive cell phone. He's talking to the police psychologist. Apparently, that was like literally the very first cell phone to ever appear in a movie.
Wow.
Was because it's like fucking attached to like a suitcase.
Dude, I remember my dad's company car came with a car phone.
Yeah.
And it was easily that big. I mean, it's a whole...
It's like built into the
console. But it was the entire center console. There was no cup holders or anything. It was just the phone.
Yeah. So the psychologist is explaining that, like, this pain is eating away at Riggs. He's got a death wish. And Murtaugh asks if she should be worried, and she says, "Oh, I think so." She says, when Riggs explodes, you don't want to be anywhere near it.
Yeah.
And Murtaugh hangs up the phone and says, "Again, I'm too old for this shit." The line's so nice they used it twice. It's so good.
But remember, comedy comes in threes.
Oh yeah, we got a third one at the very end. So Murtaugh, he walks back over to the car where Riggs offers to drive, and Murtaugh's like, "No, I'll drive." And he's like, did you have a bad phone call? Did the stock market crash? This is hilarious. Also prescient, though, because the stock market crashed later that year.
That's right. Yeah.
So Murtaugh's driving angry, and he's like talking to himself, and this is like a fucking all-timer rant that he's on. He's like, I'm fucking 50 years old, 20 years on the job, not a scratch on me. I got the car, I got the kids, the house, a boat. Now I'm gonna fucking die because my partner's got a death wish. He's like, I'm gonna retire, but now I got a partner with this one. My fucking life is over. And Riggs is like, he tries to butt in, and Murtaugh's like, why are you trying to talk to me? Don't you see you're talking to a dead man? I'm a dead man. He's like, you've proven like the quote unquote straight man can be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, he plays a straight man, but he's also like a funny guy, and feels realistic.
Great comedic timing.
It's like, I'm a fucking dead. You talk to a dead man.
Yeah.
I'm a dead man. And then he's like, it's my, and whatever. Riggs is like, I didn't know it was your birthday. He's like, yesterday was my birthday. He's like, well, okay, well, happy birthday for yesterday. And he's like, maybe we'll even live long enough I can get you a present. And there's an awkward silence, and Riggs is like, I mean, it's the very least I can do after all the kindness that you've shown me. And they both start laughing. It's like they're bonding, but it's organic.
Yeah. This is a little tropey, but also it wouldn't have been at this point the two lead characters bonding over a car ride after a dramatic scene.
Okay.
We saw this in Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yeah.
When Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren are bonding.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this in Action Jackson, although it wasn't like a cop, but it was the girl character. Their bonding moment also happens in the car.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, we've done at least 3 movies where the bonding
and especially
happens
after
in a
like
car
a near-death
ride.
experience type of thing.
Yeah.
So Riggs is like, do you mind telling me where we're going? And Murtaugh is like, we're going to Beverly Hills. We're going to talk to Amanda Hunsaker's meal ticket. Murtaugh like reminds him, but now this guy's not a suspect. We're just here to talk to him. We're going to question him, not damage him, which was a good line. Also famous last words.
Yeah, always famous last words.
So then they start bickering about like Riggs smoking in the car, and this whole bit was like this like long aerial shot where they were following the car as it was driving up through the hills or whatever.
I swear to God, I've driven on that road.
Probably.
Because like when I used to drive from the Valley down to UCLA because I was taking writing classes to avoid the 405. This was before Waze. I actually found some back roads, and I took like Beverly Glen and like Mulholland and a few of these like back roads over the hills to get down to UCLA.
It's so beautiful up there, like compared to sitting on a freeway.
Oh yeah, and like I swear to God, I've seen some of those houses. It was just crazy watching it. I was having flashbacks of living in Los Angeles.
I always, when I'm watching it, realize like, oh yeah, this whole bit where they're talking about the smoking and all that was like cut out of the TV edit.
Oh God.
It's like one of the few bits that really doesn't further the plot. It's just developing the friendship or whatever. But so they arrive at this sort of gated mansion up in the hills, and there's a woman on a moped leaving, and she tells them, go on in, make yourselves at home. And they're like, well, we don't need a warrant with an invitation.
Right, exactly, which is correct. Like, if they're invited in, okay.
There's clearly some type of mistaken identity at play here, but they drive on in, they get out, they're wandering around the property. There's like this song in the score that's not a good song, but they got like the sax music, which has been like the Murtaugh theme, and the Eric Clapton guitar, like the Riggs theme, are like playing together. I feel like it's the Riggs and Murtaugh theme or whatever. But so Riggs spots a couple of women inside, like measuring out baggies of drugs or whatever. Those two women were smoking hot, dude.
Indeed.
So, and I noticed because I paused. There was like a fucking crazy sculpture in there with like this like bronze nude woman like holding a giant egg.
I totally missed that.
It's like I've seen the movie a minimum 200 times probably, and I never noticed that crazy sculpture that's in there.
That is awesome.
But so the girls smile and wave like, I don't know who do they think these guys are?
I don't know, like what
like
weird...
Johns, or there's they're here to buy drugs.
It's got to be.
Don't know.
They've either got to be Johns or they're buying drugs. Like they're just assuming that this is what this is.
Yeah. So Murtaugh, like he opens his jacket up and he shows like his gun and his badge or whatever, and the girls start to like make a run for it. But suddenly there's a shotgun blast and like this flower pot near them just explodes.
These thugs love their shotguns.
So that dude shooting was in a fucking wild outfit. Like,
oh my God, the pants alone.
It was like white pants, this crazy, like huge cardigan, and he had the fucking leg warmers on, dude.
Yeah, that's right. It was
so the guy, he's on the far side of the yard, like shooting at him from like the other side of the swimming pool or whatever. And Murtaugh is like first to get his gun drawn, and he shoots the guy in the leg. It was a fucking nice shot.
Yeah, good shot.
To make from distance. And interesting to me that he was quicker on the draw than Riggs. Which is kind of crazy.
Which is, Well, I mean, Riggs is a sniper. He's not a quick draw.
Yeah. But it makes you wonder, like, when's the last time Murtaugh, like, used his gun in the line of duty?
I mean, clearly he practices with it a lot. Yeah.
Like, he seems like the kind of guy who's like, have you ever fired your gun in the line of duty? And Riggs is like, oh, yeah, I killed a bunch of guys yesterday. I'm still here working today. It doesn't make any sense. But Murtaugh, though, hands his handcuffs to Riggs, tells him to go get the girls. So Riggs gets the girls out of the house and he sort of like handcuffs them to this tree or whatever, and detains them. Murtaugh, he's got a gun on the wounded guy, and he's like demanding the guy, show me your hands, but the guy's sort of like curled up. He's like, oh, my leg, man. It's like sloppy work for Murtaugh, though. You don't let him not show you his hands.
Cuff him immediately, like grab his hands, just like
So Riggs, he comes trotting over, and Murtaugh's like bragging about how, I stopped the guy without killing him. See, I didn't shoot him full of holes or jump off a building with him. and Riggs like, that's no fair. The building guy lived, which is a good line.
A great line.
So Murtaugh, he tells Riggs, read this guy his rights while I go whatever. I'm going to stand over here being happy. So Riggs, he goes to start arresting the guy, but, suddenly the guy's got a pistol that he had hidden. Riggs stops the guy from shooting Murtaugh. There's this weird moment where Riggs is like staring, like locks eyes with Murtaugh, where it was almost like a fucking, I told you this is why we like this. See what happens when we don't kill him.
Right. Kill first, and then we'll figure out the rest.
Absolutely. That's the LAPD motto.
That is the motto. Yeah.
So Riggs, though, and the guy, they're struggling briefly. Then the guy kicks Riggs away, but Riggs like quickly whips his pistol out and shoots the guy in the chest. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the guy, he falls into like the swimming pool, which was covered, and he gets like tangled up in the plastic cover or whatever.
Yeah.
And Riggs, though, like he's immediately like pulling his shirt off, he pulling his boots off or whatever to jump in after him. So Murtaugh follows his lead, They both dive in the pool to get this guy out. They are trying to get the guy untangled, whatever, from the plastic, but it's too late. The guy's like dead already. So then Murtaugh and Riggs, they come up gasping for air. They like cling into the edge of the pool. Got to be fucking freezing.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
because I mean, look, LA doesn't get super cold, but in December, it gets into the 40s.
Yeah, I'm sure the water's like can't be more than
no one's swimming.
It's brisk
December.
outside. and it's got to be the water
up in the hills.
Cold.
No one is swimming in that pool.
And Murtaugh gives a fucking great line. He's like, "Did you ever meet anybody you didn't kill?" And Rick says, "Well, I haven't killed you yet." And Murtaugh's like, "Well, don't do me no favors." And it's another fucking iconic moment, like a great movie moment. But I love that. Like, you ever meet anybody you didn't kill?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't killed you yet.
Great Shane Black writing, though. I mean, that's definitely of Shane. Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
You get spoiled. Like, fucking action movies are fucking, like, you used to go to see some Chuck Norris shit or fucking Cobra, or some whatever, like Red Heat, like to see something that's like you walk out saying that was like a good movie.
It was a good movie, full stop.
That was
Not
just
like
a good
action
fucking movie.
Yeah,
like you could make anyone sit down and watch Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
and I feel like they'd be like, yeah, that was a good movie, a good little movie.
Yeah,
that was a good plot, great writing, great acting. Even if you're not like an action movie head, like you gotta admit this movie is fucking great.
I agree.
But that's another iconic moment. I think we can leave it there.
I think so.
For
Perfect iconic moment to end on. Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everyone who's out there listening. Thank you. We hope
is it that time? Like, is this?
It's got to be close.
Yeah, we're getting close on this one.
We hope Santa brings you everything you asked for,
including hollow point rounds and in case
hookers and blow,
all of the good stuff. Well, I mean, like before you do, like check out all of our social media and
absolutely.
Instagram.
Eric's gonna post some good stuff there. I hope.
I didn't do anything for Ninja Turtles, and I apologize.
He was in Ireland.
I was in Ireland and then sick. I was sick on either end of it, and then I was in Ireland. So I have been like not around basically for a month, and it just so happens that it was Ninja Turtles. And I apologize.
But we promise you good memes.
Yeah.
And if they're not there, you can send angry emails to Eric.
100% my fault. I love your angry emails. I feed off of your hatred.
You drink their tears. I drink your tears.
It's 6DOS Podcast is our handle.
At 6DOS Podcast.
6DOS Podcast.
Check us out. Thanks for listening.
We'll be back.